Stop wishing for 24 more hours in a day. You don't have a time problem. You have a delusions of productivity problem. But let's play along. What if you had a literal copy-paste of yourself? A human photocopy to handle the 9 to 5, the taxes, the small talk while you stay in bed and binge Netflix? Sounds like a dream, right? Wrong. It's actually the moment your life starts to rot from the inside out. First, let's check the user manual. Technically, we've been printing mammals since 1996. Dolly the sheep, first creature ever cloned from an adult cell. Scientific breakthrough. But the fine print was messy. Dolly lived 6 years, plagued by premature arthritis and lung disease. Scientists still argue today about whether cloning caused it. Not exactly a glowing 5-star review for the technology of life. With humans, it gets glitchier. Biology gives you the same DNA, sure, but it doesn't copy your memories, your personality, or your weird habit of biting your nails during horror movies. Your clone isn't you. It's basically an identical twin born 30 years late. Same face, completely different person. And that realization just killed 90% of your master plan. Who gets this first? The rich. It's always the rich. For a regular person, a clone is just another mouth to feed. But for the billionaire class, it's the ultimate bio-outsourcing. Imagine Jeff Bezos with 3 versions of himself. Amazon runs 24/7, while the original Jeff hits the gym and posts thirst traps on Instagram. Elon Musk clones himself 5 times. Every company gets its own Elon, and the world becomes exactly 5 times more chaotic than it already is. And politicians? Don't even get me started. One clone is kissing babies in Ohio. One is at a summit in Brussels. One is doing Sunday morning talk shows. The real one? Nobody knows. Nobody asks. Honestly, looking at DC today, you'd swear they're already doing it. But forget the elite. Let's talk about you. You wake up tomorrow. Your clone is standing in your kitchen. Same face. Same voice. Same "I haven't had coffee yet" stare. What's your move? You send it to work. Obviously. That's the whole point. Week 1 is a honeymoon. You're at the gym. You're reading books you've been putting off for 2 years. You're sleeping 8 hours. You remember that life has texture outside of your inbox. Week 2. Your clone comes home. It looks exhausted. Of course it does. It's been grinding for 40 hours straight while you rewatched an entire series. It sits down, looks you dead in the eye, and asks the one question you were never prepared for. Why am I doing this for you? And you have no answer, because it's also you. It has your ego, your pride, your fundamental refusal to be anyone's servant. You tried to build a slave and then forgot you built it from the DNA of someone who has never once in their life been okay with that arrangement. If this technology ever goes iPhone mainstream, the world breaks in 3 specific ways. The economy. A welder clones himself 3 times. Now he's doing the work of 4 people for the price of 1. The contractor loves it. 3 other welders just lost their jobs, so they clone themselves. Now 12 welder clones are all competing for the same job. Wages collapse. Who wins? The guys at the top. Who loses? Everyone with a heartbeat. It's just the Industrial Revolution on fast forward, with extra absurdity. The domestic minefield. Your spouse spends all day with your clone. It has your voice, your laugh, your exact coffee order. But after 6 months, they quietly notice something. The clone is more patient, more present, and crucially, it has no memory of that blowout fight at Thanksgiving 3 years ago that you both swore you'd moved past, but clearly hadn't. Suddenly, you're the backup in your own marriage. Divorce lawyers become the hottest profession of the century. The court needs to decide which version of you gets the house, and both of you have identical DNA. The ego mirror. This is the part I love most. You will genuinely learn to hate yourself. Not metaphorically, literally. With scheduling conflicts. Your clone is you, but watching you from the outside. No filter. No automatic self-forgiveness. It sees you procrastinate. It sees you promise things and go quiet. It sees the gap between who you say you are and how you actually spend your Thursday afternoons. All the stories you tell yourself at 2 a.m. to feel better about it, your clone sees straight through every single one. And here's the part that cuts deepest. You forgive yourself every day. Automatically, unconsciously, constantly. But you would never extend that same grace to someone else living exactly the way you live. Your clone is that someone else living exactly like you, right in front of you. This isn't just technology. It's the most expensive therapy session in human history, completely out of network, and nobody signs up voluntarily. Governments will panic. The UN will pass resolutions nobody follows. The EU will draft the DNA equivalent of GDPR. The US will ban it, then legalize it, then ban it again depending on who controls the House. Silicon Valley will call it disruptive. But here's what nobody sees until they've already signed the contract. A clone doesn't free you, it scales you. Are you a chronic procrastinator? Congratulations, now there are two of you not finishing things. Do you overcommit and burn out? Now you're doing twice the work and still failing. Are you running from a life you didn't really choose? Your clone can't help you escape it. It just runs alongside you in a race neither of you wanted to enter. Cloning yourself is buying faster hardware for a broken operating system. The machine is quicker, the bugs just doubled. So, what's actually going on here? We keep asking the wrong question. How do I get more time? The right question, the one that actually stings, the one almost nobody asks out loud is, what kind of life am I living with the time I already have? If you genuinely loved your life, you wouldn't want a clone to live it for you. You'd want to be there for every second of it, even the hard, boring, inconvenient parts. But if your first instinct is to hand your entire week off to someone else, the problem was never your schedule. The problem is that somewhere along the way, you built a life you're quietly trying to escape from. And here's the final gut punch. Say the technology exists. Say your clone is real. And after a while, it's just better at being you. More disciplined, more focused, less likely to spiral at 11 p.m. over an unanswered message. The people in your life start preferring to work with it over working with you. If the copy is better than the original, what's the point of you? Sit with that for a minute. Dolly the sheep lived 6 years and died of a lung condition. If we clone ourselves at scale, we won't die of an infection. We'll die of burnout just at 200% efficiency. Now, that is progress. And if you're still out here wishing for a version of yourself to handle all the things you hate, that's actually the original reason people have kids. And as we all know, that rarely goes according to plan either. Subscribe. Your clone would probably find this useful too.